and welcome to Telefrag. This week, we look at StarCraft II.
It's about time.
Blur. The Splinter Cell Conviction.
My daughter.
And God of War 3.
Fear nothing.
A major release for Sony this year is their PlayStation 3 exclusive, God of War 3. Often considered the defining title in the hack-and-slash action genre, this third installment has more weight on its shoulders than the Titan Atlas. See what I did there?
Today we're talking with Alon Herbert, who reviewed God of War 3 on the Gameplanet website, and we thought we'd start off this video segment with a question raised by one of our readers, which was, after seeing your based review and bullshit score on the high-profile PS3 exclusive God of War 3, which by the way excels in every department over any other game on any other platform to date, you guys call yourselves so-called gaming journalists, but you're just as terrible as the rest of the anti-Sony fanboy retards on the internet. P.S. You guys suck and should be thrown into a fire pit and burned alive. I'm assuming the question is, why did you give the game a good score? An 8.5 for the record. Why did you give it that score?
Because it's a good game. I mean, it is a good game. If people feel it maybe deserved a higher score, I disagree, simply because a lot of the game is God of War 2 with much better graphics. They kind of failed to take it to that next level that you would expect for a series like God of War, especially coming onto the PlayStation 3 with much better hardware available to them. Plus the story, and I believe the story is a big thing for the God of War series. It's not as good as God of War 2, and I personally hated the ending.
So basically, if they'd read the review, they'd understand your viewpoint. That's what you're getting at here?
I would like to hope so, yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, well, we're going to play some of the game now. So we'll turn and do some talking and playing. Whoa. So, if you just want to go through quickly, like, some of the history of the series, obviously this is the third one in the trilogy, so it's the final one. Yeah,
this is the third one. The series was originally the brainstorm idea of David Jaffe. The main focus of the story really comes down to it's Kratos wanting to kill Zeus, who's the king of the gods in Greek mythology, and sort of bring about the end of all the gods.
No longer hide behind the skirts of Athena.
Athena is dead because of the rage that consumes you, Kratos. What more will you destroy?
The hands of death could not defeat me. The sisters of fate could not hold me. And you will not see the end of this day. I will have my revenge!
And here's an example where I was talking about the epic scale.
Yeah.
You know, this is very cool, but this is the kind of thing you would have seen on the PlayStation 2 and God of War 1 or 2.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I suppose that those have been re-released now in high def for the PlayStation 3, so this isn't as amazing as it could have been.
Yeah, you know, the graphics are good. And I think the Titan's great because it's all this moving environment.
Oh!
Yeah, I bring back up.
Call for the spirits of your exiled Spartan brothers.
Yeah, so I mean, the combat system is fun.
Yeah.
But it's as fun as it was in God of War 1 and 2.
Yeah.
They haven't really improved or expanded on it that much, which is a shame because I think other games in the genre have.
But I guess they want to, continue the same feel of the earlier games. I mean, unless there's only a few minor tweaks they could have made.
That's fine, but you know what? You can still evolve.
Oh.
Now, here's the thing. A lot of the enemies in the game... Actually, this one's quite cool. He shoots up these exploding dogs that you can
Exploding
grab.
dogs!
Yeah, but the cool thing is, the way you have to beat him, and I mean, like, I tried fighting him normally, it just won't work.
I'm pretty sure exploding dogs...
And kick the dogs into him.
Exploding dogs is such a good concept, though. It's like those exploding men that would run into in Serious Sam.
See, like that, I was in the middle of a swing, so I'm trying to dodge, but I can't.
But he's throwing exploding dogs at you. And so you've got to kick the dogs into him.
Got to grab them and get.
You drop kick
there's
dogs.
Actually, a trophy in the game for kicking a certain amount of, a certain number of dogs.
Did his PCA have something to do with this? Like something to say about this? 'Cause can you do grabs on him and throw him around?
Well, now I can.
Oh, yes, you can.
I've got this big.
Oh. Oh!
They also did
yes.
a great job here with those quick time events where they actually have the button that you need to
Press, yeah.
These guys, the button you need to press on the side of the screen where the button is on the controller.
He just ripped his head off. Alright, well this is God of War 3. As you can see, despite the fact we said a few nasty things, it's still an amazing game. At the end of the day, when your major complaint that you make for it is that it's not evolved much from God of War 2, God of War 2 is still an amazing game, so this is still an amazing... Oh! That like it hurt.
Absolutely.
Oh well, I guess that's it then.
We had a chance to put a few questions to Jonathan and Bruno of Sony Santa Monica, the developer behind God of War 3. Being the third game in the series, how creatively restricted were you?
Obviously we have the heritage of the first like 2 games that we have to maintain, and the fans, the players are expecting a certain type of experience. So we have to think in all the decisions that we make, how does this kind of like correlate to who Kratos is as a character, and what have we done these type of things in the past, and we always want to try to make a new and refreshing experience for the player and not try to tread ground that we already have crossed.
Do you guys think the God of War 3 franchise would lend itself to PlayStation Move compatibility?
Actually, I was at the GDC press conference when Sony announced the Move, and I got a chance to kind of mess around with it and play with it. I mean, I think anything's possible. It would be a challenge to try to mimic the gameplay in God of War, to maybe adapt it to Move, but I thought that the little demo they had with the shield and sword was pretty interesting, and then the street fight game where you're up on the street boxing against another guy. That was, I saw the potential in that, and I don't know, who knows? Maybe
Yeah, I mean,
someday we might work with that.
I mean, yeah, I could think maybe once we kind of get back to the office and we maybe really get our hands on it, there could be an opportunity to really make something unique and interesting with it. But we have a lot of talent at the studio, and I think we could probably pull anything off that we actually set our mind to. And I think that hardware kind of creates like a unique position for us to maybe have some opportunities with that.
Gamers can be a vocal lot at the best of times, but never more so than when they're discussing platform exclusives. What do you think it is about exclusivity that devolves gamers into rabid fanboys?
No, I think sometimes there's this. I guess sometimes there's like a rivalry between systems and system owners. You got the Xbots and the PlayStation fanboys, right? So there's always these flame wars that seem to go on basically on the internet and forums, and actually we love to get in there and read them and see what people think. But honestly, I think it's just because people tend to get attached to certain platforms, and they want to defend their platform. They want to defend, Xbox is awesome or PlayStation is better. I mean, I went through that when I was a kid. It was Nintendo versus Sega Genesis. I mean, I was like Sonic the Hedgehog for life, and it's like, well, Mario, who's that Mario guy? He's just a plumber, how cool is that? But it's just the nature of how things are in the game industry. I think that's always going to be the case as long as there's competition. People love, Big Macs more than Burger King, I guess. It's the same thing. Pepsi and Coke. It's that endless battle.